Welcome to stage 5 of the Mirage GT build video series. In this video, we're going to be fitting the front fog lights, grille and number plate brackets. As usual, a full list of the torque settings for this video can be found on our website using the link in the description below. With all of the interior components now fitted securely in place in the previous stage of our build, we're going to move on to fitting some of the final exterior components on the front of our build. We're going to start by fitting the number plate brackets. Both brackets are identical and can be fitted on either side of our build, following the contour of the body. The number plate brackets will be secured in place using the sets of bolts and washers provided. Be sure not to over tighten these, as this will help prevent any accidental damage to the body. With our number plate brackets now in place, we're going to move on to fit the front fog light brackets. Notice how 2 of the 4 washers provided have a square edge. These will enable us to fit these washers in front of the pre-installed rubber mounts on our chassis. This process can now be repeated for the second of our 2 front fog light brackets. With both front fog light brackets now in place, we're now going to assemble the front grille and surround. We start by laying the front grille flat and moving the surround into position on top of the grille. With both components aligned correctly, we can now rotate the grille and surround and loosely secure the first of our 2 bolts and washers. Once in place, we can now once again rotate the grille and surround and secure these bolts to their optimum torque settings. This process can now be repeated for the 2 sets of bolts and washers on the reverse side of the grille and surround. With the front grille and surround now secure, we can now move it into position on our build. The top of the surround will be secured to the body using the 2 screws provided. Notice how the bottom of the surround lines up with the 2 previously installed front fog light brackets. We're going to fit the front fog lights now, which will secure the base of the surround to the front fog light brackets and chassis. We start by removing the lower washer and nut from each fog light and feeding the connecting wires through the surround and bracket. This washer and nut can now be reattached loosely And once we're happy with the position of the first front fog light, we can now carefully tighten up these nuts to a secure fit. Once again, it's important to work slowly and precisely here to prevent any damage to the chrome on the front grille, surround or body. This process can be repeated for the second of our 2 front fog lights, which will hold the surround and grille securely in place on our build. With both fog lights now in place, we can now connect up the 2 lights to the corresponding connections of the wiring loom. Once connected, it's advisable to secure these sections of wiring loom to the chassis using some additional cable ties, which will ensure that all of our wiring is kept neat and tidy on our build. With the front grille, fog lights and number plate brackets now successfully installed, we're now ready to move on to the next video.